Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Hello and welcome into Lisbon, North Dakota, and a Happy New Year coming up here. I'm Jacob Tenson alongside Joel Morgan, and we got an undefeated Lisbon 4-0 taking on Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier 4-2. So we should have a good matchup here. Both very young teams, only two seniors, and they're both on Lisbon. Just what do you kind of expect energy-wise for this game here, Joel?
I think Lisbon's really feeling the energy of being undefeated in this part of the season. The fact that two of those wins are against Region 1 teams where it's a very top-heavy region. You got to get as many wins as you can. I think that they're feeling a lot of confidence. Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier, well, they're a team that's got a winning record right now. They've played a lot of games. I think they probably played some of the most games in the state, so they have some experience. Their season this early in the year, so they're feeling some confidence too. They haven't gotten to the heart of their region schedule, but they do have some region and district wins. So I think two teams right now that are fairly young, two teams that have a lot of confidence, and they're looking to get a win to end 2020 and go into what is now going to be a region and district part of their schedule. Yeah,
we have a non-region game here between these two, kind of a feel-it-out game, kind of way where you're at, playing against a team that's not in your region, and it should be a good one we have here.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think both of these teams just ready to play some basketball right now.
And we'll be right back with an interview from Coach Sweet of Lisbon. You're watching yourliveevent.com.
Rutland and Gwinner. Walla Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
Starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to high school basketball on yourliveevent.com. Lisbon hosting EKM. Barb Sweet, head coach of the Broncos, with us. Coach, great start to the year for you guys. What have been some of the keys to be undefeated to this point?
Well, I think we're just playing really good basketball right now. We're trusting each other. You know, our kids have played for quite a few years together, and it's starting to show. They're just starting to do all the little things right.
You lost a big senior class a few years ago. I believe took you to the region championship game against Kindred, and a lot of these players like you talked about, one senior for you guys, but they played a lot of varsity minutes. Sorry, two seniors for you guys, and they played a lot of varsity minutes, the underclassmen. I mean, some growing pains, I think, for you guys, but have they really bought in? Are they starting to see some payoff?
Oh, for sure. You know, they watched those kids play. They were, 7th and 8th graders, and that group of kids, they were probably the 3rd or 4th year into us really kind of changing our program, changing the things that we stood for, and our kids have really bought into that red and gold attitude.
For those seniors on your team, what are their roles been, and how have you felt that they've stepped up being older players?
Well, they are the older players now, and they are the captains, and Olivia Tui plays very well, shoots the ball very well, and has taken over a point guard position where that's not really her That's really not her game. She's more of a two-guard, but she's doing a very nice job for us. She's just a quiet leader, gets it done, in practice, in games, just quietly leading the way that way, where Kendra gets it done and she's more vocal. So I think they complement each other very, very well. Kendra's feisty and they're just kind of alter egos, and they're really nice to have together.
To the season opening winning streak, you've played Enderlin, you played Sargent Central, two teams you'll see in the region. Obviously, you beat them both, but non-region opponent today. Region schedule's right around the corner, coming back from the short little, I guess, holiday weekend, if you want to even call it that. But you feel that you're building enough confidence coming into what's going to be a very tough Region 1 schedule?
Yeah, our region is one of the toughest in the state, I think, with Central Cass and Kindred, they're 1 and 2. And it's kind of a dogfight for 3, 4, 5 in that area, and we have goals as a team, and we're just going to keep working and fighting for those goals. Edgeley is a game that we usually play the very first game of the year, and it is always a dogfight. Rory brings his kids over, and we go over there, and it's a rough and tumble game. So it's going to be good for us to see how we come off of the break and off of that 4-0 start to see if we can just keep that momentum.
It's going to be the last game of 2020. If you said there was New Year's resolutions for your basketball team, what are some things that you want to improve going into the second part of the season?
Well, we just have to keep improving every day in practice. We're playing very well right now for us. I think we came into this season playing at the level we were maybe at the end of the season last year. So we just need to take every game and get better every day, every game. To be able to compete with the Kindreds and the Castletons by the end of the season, and those are the things that we talk about in practice every day. Not, we don't look down the road, we look at the next game. So we're here to play Edgeley today, and we'll think about Hankinson, another region opponent that we play on Monday, tomorrow.
All right, Coach, thanks for giving us some time here. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for spring field conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insure.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Hello and welcome back to Lisbon, North Dakota. Lisbon versus EKM will be a good match we have here. Lisbon sitting a half game behind in Region 1 behind Central Cass at 4-0, Central Cass at 5-0, and EKM sitting at 4 in Region 3. A couple games back, Carrington leading that one, and a 15-point differential in points per game for the team. Lisbon 55 points per game, EKM 40 points per game. Just what do you expect? A little more up-tempo paced game, or a little bit slower paced, meaning that they only score 50 and 40 points a game?
Yeah, I think every bucket's going to matter for EKM here this afternoon. They're really going to have great shot selection. You don't score that many points, that means you're going to have to shut a team down. I think Lisbon's going to be a little bit more on the side of trying to control that tempo. Neither team runs extremely deep in the rotation this early in the season, so it's going to be a matter of controlling time and controlling space right now, and I think that's what we're going to expect out here this afternoon is just a situation where one team is going to have to stick to their style of play and their game plan. I know you can say that pretty much for any game, but sometimes you have to improv in the course of a game, and you can come out victorious. And I'm not saying that neither of the teams have the capability to adjust, but I think it's going to be the team that's able to stick to their game plan and their style of play the most right now is the team that's going to be victorious in this final game of 2020.
And Lisbon shoots the three-point ball really well at a 40% clip as a team, and they're also very good defensively, averaging 5 steals per game. And another interesting stat that I found that they keep track of, they actually have 12 deflections per game, so they look to play a lot of good defense. And we'll have the starting lineups coming up after the national anthem here on yourliveevent.com.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hello, welcome back to Lisbon, North Dakota. Starting lineups for you, we have Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier in black. Starters are a 5'6" junior guard, Kiana Muslin. 5'9" sophomore guard, Regan Teskey. 5'6" sophomore guard slash forward, Kiara Jungala. A 5'9" junior guard slash forward, Emily Kinsler. And a 5'8" sophomore guard slash forward, Nora Ensi. And then for Lisbon, in the white, we have starting at a guard, 5'4" junior, Asha Sweet. A 5'9" senior forward, Kendra Odegaard. A 5'9" senior forward, Olivia Tui. A 6' junior center, Taylor Gilbert. And finally, a 5'10" junior forward, Ellie Rieger. And as we get these lineups set out, Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier are huddled up, getting ready to go. The lineups being announced for Lisbon right now. And I'm just excited for some good old girls basketball. How about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun way to end this year, and something going on down there. Jacob is no mic for the PA announcer, so she's going as loud as she can to make sure everyone can hear the announcements, and it's kind of gotten the fans into it just a little bit more out here at this Lisbon gym. But yeah, not a lot of experience age-wise for Coach Rory Ensi and Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier, and I think an opportunity for a lot of these players to get some experience in playing some varsity basketball, which pays off in the long run. It's kind of growing pains. We talked to Coach Sweet about some of the growing pains this team has had, and they feel like they're kind of cashing in on it this year. But, when you can play varsity level, you can learn the game a little bit faster. Unfortunately, sometimes it can be a little bit tougher, but both of these teams have winning records right now, and both of them are off to good starts of their season.
And they both hope to finish their year of 2020 off with a win, as we will get the tip-off here in just a second. It is Gilbert for Lisbon and Emily Kinsler for the tip. Kinsler wins the tip as EKM will start with the ball. Gets it into Kinsler, puts it up, and no good. Might have been partially tipped there. And we got Tui coming down the court, shoots up a wild layup, no good, and we're going to get a tie-up.
Yeah, both teams missing their first offensive opportunities of the game, and we talked about how these defenses play is you can't miss a lot of those early shots. They do come back and haunt you late in the game.
Absolutely. Tui looking to find it into someone, gets to Sweet. She'll bring it out to midcourt, setting up the offense here. Sweet to Tui. Tui finds Odegaard for three, no good. Good look, and no, just off the mark there, but she tracks down the rebound though. Sweet will reset, new shot clock. Tries to find the cutter, gets it back to Tui. Odegaard back to Sweet for three, no good again, but another rebound for Lisbon.
Now, Lisbon has just not been able to knock down a shot as we get into a minute in this game, but they've had some good looks from long range, and more importantly, they're controlling those rebounds as well to give themselves those opportunities. You keep taking those shots, something's going to fall through.
And you can tell there's we got a foul here on Kinsler, and you can just tell there's a big height difference between the two teams here. As Gilbert obviously is a big threat in the middle there for Lisbon, standing at 6 feet. Where everyone else on EKM is their tallest person they have off the bench is 5'11".
Yeah, and it's just a lot of patience right now for EKM, and it results in that turnover and now a foul. And that's all you can do sometimes to combat that height is just have some patience in your defense.
And the foul goes on Sweet, Asha Sweet, the 5'4" junior guard. EKM with their first possession of the game coming in a little over a minute into the game. Jungla gets trapped, and we got a turnover. Sweet steals it away. Easy fast break layup, and she misses. Too easy of a look, but Tui's there to rebound and gets it to go.
And talk about patience on defense. That was just Sweet waiting her time to get that ball and get a hand in the lane. And another steal for Lisbon. Again, just being in the right place at the right time right now early in this game.
Cross corner pass to Tui. Tui drives, layup, Might have been hit, but it's off the mark. And we're going to have a foul on Tui, it looks like.
Yeah, Lisbon does not want to fall into some early foul trouble here. About 2 minutes into this game, what has been low scoring so far at 2-0 Lisbon. Yeah, you don't want to definitely fall into foul trouble.
And Lisbon will fall into a press. Almost got a double dribble there out of Teskey there. Teskey at the corner. Dribble move, lines it up, and it's off the mark. And it's Odegaard with the rebound as Tui will bring it up. Tui gets it over to Sweet in the corner. Should find, into Gilbert. Gilbert, an easy layup, and it's good. And we're going to get a quick timeout from NC, and we'll step away. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
EKM with a good look, but no good. And Odegaard comes down with the board. Sweet will bring it up slowly. Gets to the wing to Tui. Now settle down there and get a good look into Gilbert. Just mishandled the pass. Gets it over to Odegaard. Odegaard stopped. And she's going to throw it away and go out of bounds. It'll be EKM ball.
Yeah, that was a no-win situation if you're Lisbon in terms of that turnover. Either you touch it and you stop time right now, or you let it roll at the end of the court. And I think that was probably the least damage of those two options on that turnover. But Lisbon has been really impressive around the glass, and I said it in the pregame, EKM is really going to have to be selective of their shots right now. And they've had one or two good looks early on, but down 4-0, they're going to need to start generating some offense.
Not a lot of looks, but the looks they've gotten have been good. Just haven't gotten them to fall yet. As Teskey lines up a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Sweet, but she'll follow the floor. And we're going to get a foul. Foul on Gilbert, I believe.
And EKM has been in a good position, Jacob, to get rebounds. It's not that they haven't followed their shots. It's not that they haven't been posting up well. It's just the size disadvantage is kind of showing here right now. And I think that's what Coach Edgeley wanted that timeout for, is just how his team needs to make adjustments to get some rebounds.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we're going to pass out about here. But on the offensive end of Lisbon, they had, 3-4 offensive rebounds, and I don't think any coach is going to be happy with that. Teskey will inbound here, trying to find somebody close to 5 seconds, gets it in. And for an easy layup, that is Nora NC. So EKM finally gets in the scorebook almost halfway through the first quarter. Gilbert, top of the key, looks in, pass is deflected. Good look, just not quite enough oomph. And then it's stolen away by Tui. I'll be careful of the carry there. Going to get stolen away, and it's going to go out of bounds on EKM. It'll be Lisbon ball.
Yeah, and the seniors are out there getting in position, putting some hands out. Coach Sweet said in the pregame the two seniors are leaders on the court, and they've showed it here, especially in that possession.
Absolutely. Tui gets a nice look in there for her second bucket of the game. That'll make it 6-2 Lisbon.
And that was just a great heads-up play you would expect from a senior. Couldn't find an open player, saw an EKM player with their back to the play, bounced it off, put it live in play, turned around and shoot, and tagged on 2 points.
Teskey into Muslin, and it's blocked. And we're going to get another jump ball.
Yeah, great job getting a block shot. I believe that was Rieger who had that block shot. Just well-timed shot, got a hand on, or well-timed block, got a hand on the basketball and saved some points for Lisbon.
And Teskey brings it out, gets it in to Kinsler. Kinsler gets it stripped away. It'll be Lisbon bringing it up. They're looking to push. There's nothing there, though, but they're going to slow it down, get the offense rolling. And it's deflected by Matea Mathern, who just entered the game not too long ago. Lisbon.
And I think EKM is being a little bit more aggressive now with their defense. They're getting a little bit more on ball defensively. They had a little bit more of a zone look to start this game, and they're just trying to slow this offense and, more importantly, generate their offense, and that would be a good start, is getting that steal.
Stolen by Mathern. She goes in for a layup, tries to find contact, and one. A great play by Mathern, just fresh off the bench, the steal and the bucket. And she's going to be going to the line for one more.
Yeah, old-fashioned three-point play, but those are the sparks a team needs. EKM trying to get into this deficit they face. They haven't led this game, and this is a great start now. The three-point play good, and now they're down by a point.
Right back into the game. It's a one-point game, and EKM looking to ramp it up with the defensive pressure, and that's going to be an over and back. So EKM defense forcing 2 straight turnovers. They could even potentially take the lead right here.
And that's how you get momentum is your favor, is you kind of get a team frazzled and you let them make mistakes. And now EKM, it's on their shoulders to capitalize right now to try to take their first lead of the afternoon.
I think EKM has really settled in here to a little bit of a groove, only they scored 5 points, but they seem a little more settled down than they were earlier in the game. Teskey gets it in the corner. She gets it out to Mathern. No reset, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Teskey back to Mathern. Mathern to Jungala. She drives in, gets a good look at the layup, and it's good.
Yeah, Grace under fire right there for Jangula. She knew the pressure was coming. She was well aware of where the shot clock was and still kind of took her time. She was quick and hurried and was able to get 2 points, and it gives EKM their first lead.
So Lisbon looked good early, and now it's EKM looking really good on the offensive end as we get a jumper from Odegaard, and it's good, and they'll take the lead right back.
Yeah, and this is kind of where I thought the game would be right now, would be a lot more back and forth. Both teams sticking to their own styles right now, and that's what we're starting to see here in this stretch.
Mather misses the layup, but she gets the rebound back, and she'll bring it out and set up a new offense here with almost a fresh shot clock. Gets it in, and Nora Ency is fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. A good cut from Ency there.
Yeah, and that timeout came early in this quarter where EKM seemingly just could not find themselves any rebounds. And whatever Coach Ency said in that timeout is really paying off for EKM.
First free throw is good from Nora Ency. Checking into the game for EKM is number 20, Riley Fisher. She will replace number 11, Emily Kinsler. And in for Lisbon is number 12, Cheyenne Woletsko, replacing Taylor Gilbert. Second free throw on the way here. Ency, it's up and good. So perfect from the line so far from Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier. 3 for 3. Lisbon breaks the press with relative ease, and they'll set up their offense now. Tui playing the point. Odegaard to Let's Go into Sweet. She drives, gets a layup. She's blocked but fouled. She will go to the line for 2. Sweet looking to get into the scorers column. And that foul came against Matea Mathern. First free throw is good. Asha Sweet averages 13 points per game, so I believe she is their leading scorer. The second one is also good. A lot of offense coming from her as they get trapped there in the backcourt. But they'll get it over in time. Jungala for the jumper, and it rattles off, and it's going to go out of bounds to Lisbon.
Yeah, and Lisbon's, I think, really starting to lock in on that full court defense, and it's now EKM's chance to make an adjustment. You know, it's like a chess game sometimes, Jacob, where you just have to start adjusting to what the other team is doing. They make a move, you make a move, and that's kind of where we're at in this stretch of this game for this final about 90 seconds of the first quarter.
Absolutely right. Team's looking to get a good bucket here towards the end, and not a great look, but a shot that could have been made from Rieger as Lisbon will press and try to get a trap here in the corner, but Mathern gets it out. Good ball movement from EKM, just couldn't quite get it to the open person for a good look there. And stolen by Odegaard, kind of an errant pass from Mathern.
Yeah, I think Odegaard was kind of surprised that that one came right to her, almost like she was the intended receiver of that basketball.
Tui's looking to slow it down here. There's only 40 seconds left in the quarter. A little bit of errant pass, but we're going to get a jump ball or a foul here. I think we have a foul on Mathern once again. That's her second foul.
And a nice job by Odegaard to keep that one in play. I thought for sure that that one was going to elude her and go out of bounds, but instead she keeps the basketball in possession of the Lisbon Broncos.
Checking back in for EKM is Kiana Muslin, number 2. And then in for Lisbon is Ella Rinke, seeing her first action for Lisbon. Pass deflected. It's taken away by Jungla. She breaks free from a pack. Goes in for the left-handed layup, and it's good.
Jangula's had 2 big buckets in this game. That puts EKM back on top, but she has picked her points to find offense right now.
And then Rieger comes right back from a great pass by Sweet. Points coming in buckets here. 3 seconds left. They got to go quick. 2, 1 for 3. Just off the mark. So nice little action-packed little end of the first quarter there as we finish the score at 12-11 in the first quarter. Lisbon up by 1. You're watching Your Live Events. We'll be right back.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. So we had some slow scoring in the first part of that first quarter, but it ramped up there towards the end. And I kind of hope we get a little more of that second part action where we have a bunch of points coming in buckets here.
Yeah, both teams, well, really Lisbon came out to a really good start. They were able to get some long-range shooting. They were able to rebound. Coach NC took a timeout, and EKM came out a different team, and both teams have really pushed each other for the last about 6 minutes of that first quarter.
And the defenses on both sides have really ramped up with the full court press. Sweet lines up for 3, no good. Rebounded by Rinke. She'll bring it out and set up a new shot clock. Sweet directing the traffic here on offense. Finds Tui in the corner. She'll fire for 3, and it's no good. But rebounded by Rieger, and she'll get fouled on the floor, though. The foul going against number 2, Muslin of EKM. That's her first. Tui will inbound here. Gets it into Sweet. And they'll set up the offense with a fresh shot clock. Sweet drives, looking to dish. Nothing there. Foul. Bodies at the floor. And that's going to go against Jungla. Yep, that'll go against Jungla. That is her first as well. So another fresh shot clock. 2 quick fouls for EKM, something they don't want to have early in the quarter here. Rinke back to Tui. A little stagnant offense right now, but Sweet finds an open lane and she throws up a wild shot looking for a foul, but no foul was called.
Yeah, that lane closed on really quick on Sweet, and she took a shot. It wasn't the greatest, but she knew that there might be an off chance she gets the bucket, but more of a chance that she thought she was going to draw the foul.
Yeah, 5'4", it's not an easy task to have Sweet go into the land of the Giants, if you will. The three-pointers lined up, no good by Jungla, but a rebound comes down from number 11, I believe, Kinsler, and gets the points as well. So they will retake the lead 13-12. Now full court press gets a trap, almost an over and back there, but Sweet recovers. Layup not attempted. Looked like she was going to go up for it.
Yeah, she absolutely sold that layup from up here.
She had me juked. Nice pass into Let's-Go as she gets an easy layup, and the score goes back and forth once again.
Yeah, both of these teams really going point for point. I think both coaches are going to be happy with the fact that this is a close game here with 6 minutes left before the half, but they're going to want some stops.
And Tui gets a stop, and she's going to go in for a layup. Nice jump stop, and she gets the defender to fall, and that's an easy bucket for Tui. She got 6 on the night already.
Yeah, still just this back and forth game right now, and that's a stop right there for Lisbon, a stop that results in some points, and I think whatever team starts stringing more of those together is a team that's going to start taking more control of this game.
A long pass there to the corner. It's NC. She drives. It might have kicked off her leg. It did. Maybe Lisbon ball. A nice aggressive drive there, but just lost handle of the ball, and unfortunately, it's going to be going Lisbon's way. 5:28 left in the quarter. Lisbon ball, full court press from EKM. They break it with relative ease. Tui brings it up.
Yeah, I think EKM has given them a full court look, but they're dropping back in that half court defense pretty fast, and I think that's kind of been the plan to lull, or to kind of dare Lisbon to try to up the tempo.
Yeah, and there's Rieger with a nice look, nice post touch by Lisbon, and that'll make it 18-3. Or 13, sorry. And stolen away by Odegaard. And Lisbon looking to push that lead up to 7 or even 8.
Yeah, Lisbon kind of taking over this last stretch of this last nearly 2 minutes, and it's back to the way they started this game is good rebounding and good shooting.
Sweet no good on the 3, and we're going to have an over-the-back call on Rieger, I believe.
Yeah, just 2 players jockeying for position under the basket, and Rieger just went over the back.
And that'll be her second, so a little bit of foul trouble here for Lisbon as Rieger and Gilbert both have 2 fouls. Nice pass, just a little too late. Defense collapsed really quickly. That was Tui with the steal and the good hustle play effort to get it back to a teammate.
Yeah, great job by Tui to keep it in bounds, and the defense let up for EKM. They thought for sure she was going to fall out of bounds, and Lisbon a chance to capitalize and add to that lead right now.
So halfway through the quarter as Tui throws up a wild shot, no good. Rebounded by Sweet. Nice pass into Rieger and 1. A beautiful dish to Rieger, and she gets the easy layup, press the hoop.
Yeah, great position, great physical play, and a chance at a 3-point play right now for the Lisbon Broncos. I think 7 points will be their largest lead in this game, and they've, again, this about 2.5 minute, nearly 3 minute stretch, they've really taken over the game.
It seems like Lisbon's been taking over this whole quarter, and it's just looks like it's going to be their game if they keep playing this way. A little miscommunication as EKM gets a good drive in there and shot no good. And a jumper from Teskey, no good. Body's on the floor, we're getting another held ball.
Yeah, and it's just trying to get second chance looks away from EKM right now. That's what Lisbon's trying to do. It's their best offense is their defense right now. They have a 7-point lead. They just need to slow down the scoring, which they have in this stretch for the Rebels.
It's NC bringing it back to the top of the key. Wants to get it to Teskey, but doesn't. Gets it to her now. Teskey looking to drive. Nothing there. Drives again. She's trapped. Stolen by Sweet. Good trap there by Lisbon, and they come up with a steal. Tui pushing it up now, gets it to Odegaard. Odegaard falls, and there's going to be a blocking call on Grace Irie.
Now going back to that steal for Sweet, I think, it's a matter of feeling the pressure of the defender against you, and the way Sweet was positioned against the player from EKM is she thought that the shoulder was turned the other way, I think, and that's why she went that way. She thought she was averting the defensive pressure, but put it right into Sweet's hands.
And we're going to have a 1-and-1 here for Odegaard. First free throw is good, so she will get a second look from the line.
Yeah, everyone was getting in position for an inbounds, and sometimes you just get eyes laser focused on the situation, and you kind of just go through the motions without thinking about it.
And the second one rims out, so no good. One for two there for Odegaard on that free throw trip. EKM breaks the press, and this will be a foul, and one. That is Abby Mathern as she gets into the game, and she gets on the board as well.
Yeah, it's a matter of finding sparks when you're down by 6 points, and this might be the one that Edgeley Kulm Montpelier needs right now. We saw some of that come back in the first quarter that get them out of those doldrums the way they started the quarter.
And the free throw's going to be off, and we're going to get another held ball. And yeah, sparks coming from some freshmen for EKM as Abby Mathern is a 5'6" freshman, and a couple other freshmen have made their way out on the court. Matea Mathern and a couple others as well. Sweet on the wing, kicks it over to Odegaard. She fires the three, and off by quite a bit there. No threes yet in this game. A lot of attempts, just none have gone in yet, and Lisbon shoots 40%, so it's something you'd expect from them. They just haven't gotten any to go yet, but they still find their way up by 6. It's Irie over to Muslin. Muslin kicks to Jungla. Two-pointer, no good, and it's going to go find its way out of bounds.
Yeah, Jangla kind of really was an offensive spark off the bench for EKM. She's done a good job defensively. Offense hasn't been there, and they need to find someone else to start sparking things as they're down by 6, 2.5 left before the half.
Luckily for EKM, the offense for Lisbon has slowed down a little bit here too, as we've been stuck at this score for a little over a minute. Sweet gets fouled by Muslin, I believe, so she'll find her way to the free throw line for her second trip of the day. And that will be Jungla's second foul. So Jungla and Mathern both with 2 fouls for EKM, as the first free throw is no good. She will get one more here from the line as Emily Kinsler will check in for Muslin. Second free throw is good. Quickly breaks the press. Looks to get it in to Irie, and it's tipped away by... Oh, it's tipped away by Tui, and they're going to give it to Lisbon. Must have been a double deflection there. And another deflected ball, this one by EKM, but it'll stay with Lisbon. 22-15 with just over 2 minutes to go until the half. Both teams have been pressing all game. You have to imagine that they've got to be a little bit worn out at this point. EKM with a little more subs than what Lisbon has had, but both teams looking a little sluggish here at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, both teams, EKM a little bit deeper, but still not a super deep rotation.
Tui gets the first 3 of the game. The first 3-pointer for either team. That's a great look by Tui.
So they've had some good looks from long range, and yeah, it was just a matter of time.
And it's a 10-point game now, and as we just go under 2 minutes, the shot no good from Kinsler. Sweet comes away with the ball, and she's going to pass it, and it's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Herschel. Herschel, the 5'10" freshman, doesn't get in the games a lot, but she's needing to play with 2 of Lisbon's players with 2 fouls apiece.
I think that 95 seconds left in this first half of these players are going to kind of take a little bit of a welcome break.
Jungler gets the ball. Nice fadeaway jumper for the 2.
I think that's 6 now for Jangula. She has hit some baskets, some very timely baskets for this EKM team, and they're pacing Lisbon right now, but they can get a couple stops here and drain a few more buckets. They're going to feel a whole lot better going into the locker room.
Absolutely. Great little spark Jungler has provided with 6 points, 2 or 4 of those coming off of steals, and that other clutch bucket right there just a little bit ago. So Herschel gets it inside. She goes up for the layup just off the mark. She gets in for the rebound though, but it's taken away, and it's going to go out of bounds on EKM. Kinsler and Herschel were there fighting for the ball, and it just poked free, and it touched, I believe, NC last. So Lisbon will have it with just under a minute to go. Passes it into Sweet. She'll line up the offense here. Waiting for somebody to get open, and Odegaard finally does. She skips it over to Tui. Tui looks inside, nothing there. She'll skip it back to Sweet. She'll fire the 3. And that's just off the mark, but a rebound, or no, we're going to get an over the back on Herschel. So that is her first foul of the game. We have a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. But looks like EKM will be shooting a 1-and-1. It is Teskey at the line.
And if you're EKM, you could turn this to a quick 4 points. You hit both free throws, you get a quick steal on the inbounds, and again, now all of a sudden you eclipse the 20-point mark, and you cut that deficit to 2 possessions.
And that'll be Teskey's first points of the game, and she looks to get her second on this free throw. Free throw short, rebounded by Tui. So like we said, a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Tui looks to push. Slows it up though, seeing nothing. She'll get it over to Odegaard. Odegaard skips to Sweet. She drives, nice move for an easy layup. Oh, so sweet.
I think Sweet knew what she was going to do as soon as she got that basketball and finished and delivered.
And Kinsler misses the layup, gets it back, and she'll make the layup though. Sticks with it, 6 seconds, 5 seconds left. Lisbon looking for that last shot, a good look. Hopefully she throws it up. Tui does, and just off the mark. So once again, a little excitement there towards the end of the quarter as we go into the half with a score of 27-20. Lisbon leads. We'll be back with first half stats and more in a little bit. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
So an exciting first half of basketball here in Lisbon, North Dakota, with the score, the Broncos 27, EKM at 20. And it's been a close game throughout. A lot of steals on both teams, mostly, I don't know if we would necessarily want to claim them as steals. A lot of turnovers is more or less the thing. A little bit of a sloppy play, but towards the end of the quarters, there's been a lot more exciting basketball, points coming in bunches. Just what have you seen out there, Joel?
Yeah, I think that Lisbon came out really strong. They were controlling the boards. They weren't hitting. Both teams missed a lot of early shots, but Lisbon, I believe it was a 5-0 lead, 6-0 lead they took early on. But their big thing was they weren't just scoring. They were taking away second, third chance opportunities for EKM. Coach Ensley takes that timeout. It allowed them the opportunity to really settle things down in EKM. Jangula started that spark for them in the first quarter. They started getting themselves in the game. But like you said, it was the start of the quarter wasn't the greatest. The end of the quarter was better. Moving to the second quarter, kind of the same story. There was a stretch Lisbon took over, and then Lisbon couldn't hit shots, and EKM couldn't capitalize. But, you know, it's a 7-point game right now. I think both teams, when they find their rhythm, they show that what they can do even against each other. Both teams were kind of at their peak play at the same time, and both teams matched up really well.
Yeah, good matchup indeed. It's been back and forth, and then we've had stalemates, like you said. We'll be right back with your second half or your first half stats after this.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Some first half stats for you. Leading the way in the scoring column for both teams is Olivia Tui of Lisbon with 9. Asha Sweet with 5 points for Lisbon. Ellie Rigger with 6 points. Kendra Odegaard with 3. Taylor Gilbert with 2. Cheyenne Wiletsko also with 2, for a total of 27 points for Lisbon. And for EKM, leading scorer was Kiara Jungala with 6 points. Tied at 4 were Emily Kinsler and Nora Ensi with 3 points. Matea Mathern with 2 points. Abby Mathern, and rounding off the scoring was Regan Teskey with 1 point. Both teams have made 4 free throws. Lisbon 4 for 7 on free throws. EKM 4 for 6. So pretty similar numbers in that. A little bit of foul trouble for both teams. Kiara Jungala, Kiana Muslin, and Matea Mathern both with all with 2 fouls for EKM, and for Lisbon, Taylor Gilbert and Ellie Rieger both with 2. And Taylor Gilbert sat out for a good majority of that second quarter with foul trouble there.
Yeah, the game looked different with her in the post, and I think Lisbon, when they went on that stretch where they just weren't hitting buckets, I think part of that came on the fact that they were trying to adjust without having her in their lineup. But I wonder with the game this close if she comes out to start the third quarter, or if they're still going to give her a little bit more time, because they are going to need her late in this game if we keep up with this pace right now.
Yeah, she averages 9 rebounds per game, and I think she had 2 offensive rebounds on their first possession. So and standing at 6 foot, a big person that you would like in this kind of a game, with EKM pretty small overall on their part. So we'll step away one more time. We'll come back with the second half. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
So second half action just about to start here as Teskey will inbound to Jungala. High-packed, action-packed first half we had towards the end of quarters anyways. Maybe we'll see some more energy coming to start the quarters here from this half. Teskey lines up a 3, and it rattles out almost halfway in but comes out. Sweet will bring up the ball. Gets to that midcourt, looks to set up the offense. Stops her dribble, gets it over to Tui, gets a strip, but gets it right back. Tui with a spin. She drives. And it's going to be a foul on the ground. And that'll go against EKM's NC, her first. So Lisbon inbounds. Sweet gets it. She gets it into Rieger really quick. She fires up a shot, no good. Gilbert gets it in rebound early. Rieger throws up a wild shot again off the mark. And it's almost out of bounds, but saved by Kinsler into Jungala.
Again, just really, really early into the second half. Not even a minute fully, but I think Lisbon's defense looks a whole lot different, and their offense looks different with Gilbert in that lineup.
Jungle had a great look at the basket there, just came up a little bit short. I think she was almost surprised that she was that open. Inbound, or in pass to Rieger, back to Rieger. She gets it up and good. Rieger up to 8 points now, and she opens the second half scoring for Lisbon with just over 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It was a good spot for Lisbon to trap, but they chose not to trap, so Jungle got out of it. And I was going to say, she took a couple steps there before she started dribbling. That's going to be a traveling violation on Teskey.
Yeah, and EKM's offense, of the two teams, they're averaging less points since it's a big margin. And right now, I don't think EKM is pacing what their season average is for points, so they really need to start hitting some shots. And they've had some early looks here in the second half and just have not been able to put them in.
Tui looks to drive, spins, throws up the left-handed hook. No good. Rebounded by Muslin. And Jungla will bring the ball up nice and slow. Over to Teskey. She drives, gets a screen, jump shot just off the mark. Rebounded by Rieger. She'll look to find a guard and gets it to Tui. Odegaard thought she was open, but Tui thought otherwise of the pass. Tui throws it away. I thought it might have been a tip, but just a little too strong there on the pass. 5:41 to go in the third quarter, 29-20. Broncos lead this one as they come out in full court press again. They get a steal. Sweet strips it away, and Gilbert comes up with it. I think her own player in Odegaard almost scared her, thought she was going to get the ball stripped away from her. So Odegaard now on the wing, skips it over to Sweet. She gets it in to Rieger. Nice pass and an easy layup. So Rieger with all 4 points and a quick timeout from NC once again as they look to transition into the second half here. We'll be back. This is yourliveevent.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Just like in the first half, Lisbon gets off to a quick 4-0 run, and Coach Rory Ency quickly calls a timeout for EKM. And last time it worked for them as they came back pretty strong and ended up taking the lead at 8-7. And so they hope the timeout brings a spark to them once again. As Jungla brings up the ball. No press from this time for Lisbon. As Jungla will just throw it away. A little miscommunication there from Jungla and NC. Not something you want to have coming out of timeout if you're Coach NC there.
No, last time he took that timeout in the first quarter, they really came back as a stronger team. And obviously just the first possession out of that timeout, but I think he wants to see some lockdown defense and more importantly, start getting some points on the scoreboard.
Odegaard gets it on the wing. She looks in, nothing there. Skips it over to Sweet. She'll fire a three, and it's good. The second three-pointer of the game belongs to Asha Sweet. Only 2 3-pointers on the game, both of them coming from Lisbon. Shot blocked by Gilbert there. That 6-foot presence coming up big for Lisbon, but it'll stay with the Rebels. Inbounded to EKM. EKM gets it deflected, and it's going to go to Lisbon. So re-entering the game was Abby Mattern for EKM. As EKM comes out with a little bit of a trap press defense. They're going to trap right there. Odegaard, she doesn't seem worried about it. Throws it to Sweet, almost throws it away. And we're going to get a pass off of the foot. So it'll stay once again with Lisbon.
Yeah, we're really still seeing kind of a lull coming out of the half for both teams right now, Jacob. And I think both coaches obviously happy. Lisbon's happy that they're in front. EKM's trying to make some adjustments. But I think both coaches, even Coach Sweet right now, wants her team to really step up play.
Absolutely slow paced for sure. Lisbon has been on a 7-0 run here to start the quarter as Gilbert throws it away. But it's kind of overall sloppy play to start the second half here.
And both teams, again, we talked about it at the half, is when they get into that stretch where they're both playing their brands of basketball, it's been an exciting game. And right now, both teams just kind of struggling. And I think EKM, the team being down right now, is they're seeing those seconds wind off the clock. We're under 4 minutes left in the third quarter, another quarter of basketball. If they need to start turning that corner right now and start finding some buckets.
Teskey just threw it away off of the Lisbon player's leg there. And if you're EKM, you need buckets to come pretty quickly here as you find yourself down 14 halfway through the quarter as the shot is no good, but it will stay with EKM as it goes out of bounds. So 3:45 here in the third quarter. Lisbon up 34-20 on EKM. Some good defense there from Tui. Now they thought about a three test. Or no, that's NC for the free throw line jumper, and that'll be the first points of the half for EKM.
Yeah, 7-2 run to begin the half in favor of Lisbon, but EKM just getting their first points. A stop here goes a long way for the Rebels.
Tui thought she might have been fouled there. She kind of stopped, and then she's going to get a foul, I believe, afterwards. Yep, it's going to go to her. But she thought she was fouled, and she just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah, and I think that's something that she'll have a conversation with her coach about that, and I think it's something young players run into at times is they hesitate to alert the official of a foul situation. I think she alerted the official, took herself out of that situation, and then tried to recover. Unfortunately, got caught reaching.
Teskey, a little bit of trouble there, gets it out to Matter, and she recovers before it goes over the half-court line. Some good defense being played by Sweet as she's forced Matter to cough it up a couple times, but hasn't gotten the ball taken away yet. Teskey, an errant pass at the shoes of Abby Mathern as Sweet will just take it away and they'll set up the offense here. Odegaard had a good look at the three, but didn't even look to shoot it. Sweet thought about it, but passes it into Rieger. Pass was tipped, so not a good look, but Gilbert's going to drive. That might be a charge. Yes, that is. I don't even think Teskey was setting up for the charge. She just kind of got bullied over right there.
Great foul to take. Gives your team the basketball. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. EKM needs a run desperately here going into the final 8 minutes, and that could be the start of it. It's always a moment in a game, Jacob. I think when you're playing the game, you don't think about it, but when you're watching the game where it starts to sway the momentum and taking a charge like that, if they can finish at the other end with points, that could be that moment.
Absolutely. It's a big momentum builder. Unfortunately, though, EKM can't build that momentum as they throw up a wild shot, and it's brought back down by Lisbon. So Odegaard kicks it over to Sweet. A lot of skip passes in this game. 3 is up, and it's good, but 3 seconds in the lane is going to be called, so that will not count. So no good is the three-pointer. Went in, but it will not count for Sweet. EKM bringing it back up. Sweet playing some good defense on Mattern. Mattern gets to Teskey. She drives. And that's going to be the 4th foul on Taylor Gilbert. The charge gave her a 3rd. Coach Sweet decided to leave her in, and it did not end up paying off as she's going to find herself with her 4th foul.
And she's going to have to they're going to have to find a way to adjust without having her in the lineup, because when they went into that lull back in the first half, Lisbon, it was when she exited the lineup, and it just took them a few minutes to adjust to not having her there.
A big presence in the post is always a much-needed thing in Region B basketball, and the ball's going to go back to Lisbon as the shot rims off and goes out of bounds. So 1:45 here left in the third quarter. Sweet breaks the defense, and she gets it up to Rieger. She'll find Tui. Tui to Odegaard. Back to Tui in the corner. She fires a three just off the front of the rim. Rieger comes down with the rebound. She throws it up, and she's going to be fouled. Is it going to be on the ground, or is she going to be shooting?
Yeah, it looks like she's going to be shooting.
The foul goes against Kinsler, her second. And this will be Rieger's first trip to the free throw line. First one is up and good. It's a perfect swish. Lisbon shot 4 for 7 from the free throw line in the first half. Not bad, but definitely room for improvement, as Grace Irie checks in the game for EKM. Second free throw, she lines it up. That one will hit off the side of the rim and no good. Irie tracks it down, as EKM will now bring it up on offense. Mattern finds herself trapped, gets it to the other Mattern. Mattern to Mattern. She drives. Abby Mattern. Nice reverse layup. That was pretty.
As she stuck with it, she was looking towards the next step, either to dish it off to an open shooter or bring it herself. No one was getting open, so she finished it and gets some points up for EKM.
And Rieger responds right on back. Rieger has all but 3 points for Lisbon here in the second half here. And Jungla is gonna just take one too many steps there. And those other 3 points coming from Asha Sweet on the 3-point ball. And we have 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. Looking like Lisbon's looking to slow it down a little bit. Pass tipped, it'll stay with Lisbon. So some active hands on both sides of the ball. A lot of pretty good defense being played. Offense coming and going, and a little bit of chunks here and there. And then another steal, another tip pass from Mattern. And then Sweet's going to get the foul called on her. A little bit of a frustration foul right there.
Yeah, she wasn't happy with Asha Sweet giving up that basketball. And she just reached right inside, and it's a situation for EKM again to really start generating offense. It's taken a spark. I know I kind of maybe a little bit of a broken record on this broadcast of that, but it seems when EKM finds that one player, Jangler was it in the first half, who has just been able to be consistent on offense, it kind of has become contagious with the team. And right now, EKM hasn't found that.
Yeah, and EKM looking to slow it down there and get the last shot, but Sweet comes up with a steal. So now Lisbon will slow it down for the last shot. 10 seconds to go, and we're going to get a foul on Abby Mattern. 7 seconds left in the third quarter here. 37-24, 13-point game. Lisbon looking to extend on that lead going into the fourth. It'll be Sweet finding it into Rieger. She throws up a wild shot, no good, rebounded. And that's Herschel coming back into the game. She's going to go to the line with just 1.7 seconds left. Herschel looking to get onto the board here. Saw limited minutes kind of came in to replace Taylor Gilbert as she got in early foul trouble, and now with 4 fouls, she's back in again. First free throw off the mark. Second free throw up, and that one's off too, but Rieger comes down the rebound, throws it up. No good though. So your score here going into the fourth quarter is Lisbon 37, EKM 24. And we'll be right back after a quick break.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
So welcome back. The fourth quarter going to be underway here in just a moment. Only 4 points scored from EKM there, so it really struggled there in the third quarter, as now Lisbon has extended their lead to 13 points. Tui looks to inbound, has a little trouble but finds Sweet eventually. Sweet over to Odegaard, skips it over to Tui. Good look from the three-point line. Short though, barely grazed the rim, and EKM is going to come out of the scramble with the ball there as Jungla will bring it up, and we're going to get a little bit of pressure here from Lisbon.
Yeah, Jungla was kind of the outlier in that scram for that loose ball, and she just kind of let everyone else get in position and just reached in and took it for EKM. Unfortunately, they just couldn't finish the other end of the court, and that's a little bit of the story for Edgeley Kulm Montpelier is just they've gotten opportunities, just not been able to turn them into points.
And a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. And so quick timeout from Sweet. I don't know what she saw that she didn't like. I mean, they didn't score on their first possession, but that's about all I really noticed.
Yeah, and I think there might have been a look, again, that was just a player out of position right there. I also think that maybe a little bit more ball protection right now is what Coach Sweet is talking about. Lisbon has had some moments where they've had some turnovers, and, you start stringing together some turnovers, and EKM starts finding the hot hand, which they're more than capable of doing, and all of a sudden you have a different looking game.
And so once again, Lisbon looking to stay unbeaten on the season and stay unbeaten in the year of 2020 as we wrap up the last game of 2020 here for you. So back from the timeout, Tui looks to inbound, gets it into Sweet. Looks like EKM's looking to trap a little bit here, apply a little more pressure, get some turnovers. But Lisbon doing a good job of slowing it down, waiting, being patient in their offense. Sweet gets to the top. Rieger turns, fires, throws it up, no good. Rebound is tipped, and it's going to be off of Lisbon, so it'll be EKM basketball.
Yeah, 13-point deficit for EKM right now, 7-11 left in the game. I mean, you start, again, stringing together shots and get a few stops. Lisbon's offense has not settled in really much in the second half either, so it's definitely an opportunity right now for EKM to try to bring themselves back into it.
And a three-point shot fired, but off the mark from Mathern. And Lisbon will go the other way. They missed her. Let's go would have looked up. She would have found Odegaard streaking towards the basket. Lisbon, Sweet fires a three, and that one's good. Her second three of the game.
And they just keep putting it further and further out of reach right now as Lisbon against Edgeley Kulm Montpelier. The Rebels, a team that has relied on their defense to get them through this 4-2 stretch to start the season. They need to start relying on their offense to close out this game.
So Mathern tries to go for that reverse layup once again, but that one's off the mark. And Lisbon, they do shoot the three-point shot at a good clip of 40%, but haven't necessarily connected on a lot of them here today. Only 3. Rieger tried to throw up a shot there, but just couldn't, and gets it back out to 2 as they'll reset the offense. So Sweet's been the hot hand so far in the second half. Sweet and Rieger, the only 2 Broncos who have scored this half. Tui lines up a three-pointer, but no good. Rebounded by Mattern.
Yeah, nice job by Mattern to get that rebound and stay in bounds and free herself of Lisbon's defense.
Kinsler dishes it to Abby Mathern. She's off the mark. Rieger comes down with the board. She's going to get trapped, but she gets out of it to Odegaard. So Sweet dishes it up to Tui. Tui looks to find. Let's go. She throws up a 360 shot, and that one's going to be off. So EKM brings it back down. That's Mather, and she's going to travel. Yep.
And that's what happens when you're down 16 points. You're looking at the clock wind out as you're bound to have missteps like that because you're trying to get a quick offense going.
Trying to force the offense a little bit too much, and you just kind of thinking one step ahead, or they just need to slow down a little bit, and we're going to get to travel the other way. Gilbert just re-entering the game and thought she had an open teammate, but ends up being cut off, and she didn't know what to do with the ball right there.
Yeah, and Lisbon, they have a comfortable lead, absolutely, but they are feeling some pressure, too, to just try to close out this game strong.
Jungla drives in, a nice move, nice layup from Jungla.
Yeah, and she's been absolutely impressive in this game for Edgeley Kulm Montpelier. She's been the offensive driving force.
Her first points of the second half is a nice pass into Rieger, but she misses. Nice, easy look. She just kind of rushed it a little bit too much and just misfires, as we're going to get a foul on the ground, I believe, on Lisbon. Foul goes against Tui. That'll be her third. So once again, a little bit of foul trouble. Tui with 3 fouls and Gilbert with 4 on Lisbon. So 4:41 to go here in the game. Kinsler finds Jungla. She dishes over to Mather, and she fires a 3. 3-pointers off. Jungla comes away with the rebound. Weekam sets out the offense again into Kinsler. She looks to find Mattern. Pass was tipped. We're going to get another foul. This one on Kendra Odegaard. I believe that'll be her first of the game, though.
Which is impressive on Odegaard's behalf because she seemingly has been everywhere this game, and to not have committed a foul until late in this game, it shows great position, great well-played position basketball.
Kinsler fires up a shot, just rims out. Gilbert gets a rebound. We're going to get a foul on Kinsler, and that'll be her third. So reaching almost the halfway point here in the last quarter here. EKM needs they're bringing the pressure here on the press, but they need some turnovers and they need some baskets here coming pretty quick.
And the turnovers, I don't think there's been a shortage in this game for EKM's defense. They've had some well-played defensive stretches. It's just Jacob been at the other end of the court where they've struggled.
Absolutely. Rieger's gotten a couple good looks. That one was another one, just couldn't quite get it down, and Odegaard with a nice hustle play to strip it out of bounds. So 40-26 is your score with just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here. EKM needs the bucket, and they need it now. Mattern has the ball at the top of the key. She's lost her dribble. She gets it over to Teskey. Teskey looks to drive. Might have gotten away with the travel there. The crowd was looking for it. NC fires up a shot, no good. Teskey comes with it down with the rebound. We need a foul or a held ball. I think it's going to be a foul here. Yep, foul will go on Odegaard. She was staying on a foul trouble. Or no, excuse me, that'll be Cheyenne Walesko.
That'll be 12 instead of 21, and gets EKM to the charity stripe. They haven't made a lot of trips there today.
That'll be Teskey at the line. That's her second trip there. And that'll be her second make, so she's 2 for 3 so far on free throws as she has one more attempt coming up here. Second one up, and that one is good too. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach NC, and we'll step away. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Turnover here, start action back up. EKM will take over the ball. Down 12 here. Kind of seems a little bit like it should be a little bit larger of a lead for Lisbon as they've been playing, for the most part, pretty well. Just a little bit of sloppy play.
Yeah, and that sloppy play has come in the shooting. It's come in shooting and play at half court in terms of controlling the basketball. But EKM is in a situation where Lisbon has been able to capitalize on a lot of the turnovers or missed shots from the Rebels.
And Gilbert coming back into the game, gets an instant rebound and looks to push, but nothing was there for Lisbon.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations that you have to make as a coach. Gilbert, one foul left to give. She's obviously a presence in the post.
And there's Odegaard for three. So that'll be the fourth three-pointer of the game for Lisbon. This one coming from Odegaard.
Yeah, the seniors have hit some big trays for this Lisbon team. But going back to getting Gilbert in the game, Lisbon's trying to close out the game. Gilbert's a presence in the post. She has one foul to give. If you lose her, I think you can make do, but I think they're a better team with her on the court, and they're going to play that hand instead.
And they made do without her for most of the game as Mattern gets the bucket there. Nice layup from her as Lisbon breaks the press, and a nice easy layup from Rieger. So quick scoring for both teams there, as that doesn't help EKM's hopes in coming back in this one.
Yeah, time is not on the side right now of Edgeley, Kulm on Pillier. They haven't had a lot of long-range shooting. They're going to have to drive to the basket and get some close points. And
we had a shooting foul here. I believe that was on Rieger. It was indeed. That'll be her third foul of the game, coming with 2 minutes. You're not too concerned with that one, as game is looking pretty well sealed, but you never know, I guess. As Kinsler hits her first free throw. Second one coming up. That one's off the mark. And we're going to get a foul here on Teskey. That'll be her first of the game. Or, excuse me, second of the game. So 14-point game here, just under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Good pass. We're going to get a charge, though. Odegaard came in there a little too hot and just ran over Kinsler. Way to be set up on Kinsler's part, though.
yeah, it's not too often that you see Jacob a half-court charge.
No, not typically. And that charge call is the second on Odegaard as Coach NC looks to take a break here, and we will take one too. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinnett. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
So 1:51 left here in the game. The Broncos hold a 14-point lead over the Rebels. Offense is needed quickly for EKM here if they want to have a chance to get back into this game. Jungle will get the inbounds pass, and she'll bring it up.
Yeah, Jungle has been the big catalyst for EKM's offense. It's been a meager offense. They're not going to hit their average points per game this season that they've had in this short season so far, but I think when Coach NC will talk to his team after this game is over, it'll be about finishing on the offensive side of things. They did a good job slowing down Lisbon's offense when they got hot. They've done a good job creating turnovers. They've done a good job even finding penetration when they've needed to. It's just been an inability to finish for EKM today.
As Kinsler has a good look, once again, talking about finishing. And then a foul from Mathern. And Coach NC wants a jump ball, but it's going to be a foul against her. And EKM has done a good job defensively, too. They've forced multiple turnovers, and they've held Lisbon under their season average, too, or at least so far. To the line is Tui. She makes her first free throw. That's her first of the game. I'll give her double-digit points on the game, her 10th point. Second free throw up, and that one's good, too. So 16-point lead now for the Broncos with 1:20 left in the game. Mattern kicks it to Kinsler in the corner. Back to Mattern. She fires a three just off the rim.
Man, she missed that three, but there was a hand right in her face. It was a great shot. Unfortunately, just unable to finish. And I think that's the story of the game for EKM when that scoreboard hits 0 is just not finishing shots.
Now they've had tons of good looks. We got a football pass here. Potential touchdown. Just missed the goal line, though. But Tui there to clean it up.
And that wasn't a set play. I'm sure it's a play that they have in their arsenal, but Odegaard just read the defense and said, you know what, we're up big, we're going to go for this one. We're going to cut them off guard, and it pays off.
It was a good-looking play, and then luckily Tui was there to finish it off. Otherwise, would have been not quite as good of a looking play. So 49, 31, 36 seconds to go in the game. Lisbon just looking to wind down some time. Sweet has it now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rieger drives in. Nice layup from Rieger. So that'll bring it 51-31, 20-point lead. And we're going to get a timeout for subs, I believe, is all we're doing here.
Yeah, but Coach NC just wants to reward some of his players and get them a few varsity minutes and just let the starters sit, your main varsity players, and they'll be getting into their district and region action coming up on Monday as well, and it's time to start thinking about that.
So in for EKM is Sky Malone, first time touching the court. Irie gets a bucket, random horn going off, confuses people, but we're still playing. So time winding down here, ball's gonna go out of bounds. So Sky Malone in for her the first time. And also number 20, Riley Fisher, I believe, making her first entrance. And a bunch of Broncos, their first minutes. As we're going to get a three-point shot off the mark from Emerson Schultz. And that'll be your score, 51-33. Lisbon takes this one. And we'll be back with more stats right after this break. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance has a team of experienced professionals who are highly knowledgeable and ready to answer your questions about finding the best insurance coverage for you. As an independent insurance agency, they have access to many highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Get your free quote started today with Wallach Johnson Insurance at nd-insurer.com. Call or text 888-683-5253 or stop by one of their offices in Lisbon, Rutland, and Gwinner. Wallach Johnson Insurance, insuring the area since 1981.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 43,000 participants here in North Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back into Lisbon, 51-33, your final score. Lisbon taking this one to remain undefeated. And the first half was kind of a little more back and forth, whereas then the second half, Lisbon came out strong with a 7-0 run and kind of never looked back from there.
Yeah, Lisbon started out the game really strong. Their offense came out really good. They were able to rebound really well. And Coach Rorienz, he took a timeout. EKM came back and played some inspired basketball. Jangelo, who I think will finish as their lead scorer for EKM, she did a fantastic job, did Jangelo, sparking the offense. And then both teams hit a lull in the second quarter. Lisbon was already in front. They were able to hit a few buckets, and then the second quarter ended strong. Both teams kind of came out slow in quarter three and kind of didn't snap out of it. EKM, you look at the score, 51-33. It was a game where they created double-figure turnovers, a game where they were able to force Lisbon to do things they didn't want them to do. Lisbon, had a big lull, especially when they had players in foul trouble where they couldn't find buckets. But EKM was in this game a little more than the score would indicate, but it's just a matter of finishing around the rim, and that's something they just were unable to do.
Yeah, some missed opportunities, and then in the second half, Lisbon got the three-point ball going, hitting 3 shots from the three-point line, where they only had 1 in the first half. And Jangela was that spark for EKM, leading the way with 8 points, like you said. But just a really good defensive battle between both teams. I know it ended up being an 18-point game, but both teams held each respective team under their scoring point average for the season.
Yeah, you want to win every game that you can, but this little stretch of schedule for both teams, as you look at it like it is your non-conference schedule, is that these games will mean so much more starting Monday when both teams play almost exclusively regional matchups. And when you're vying for those spots in the regional tournaments and when your region and for Region 3, your district as well, as those games will matter that much more. But I think, Lisbon has a few things definitely to clean up, and EKM definitely has some things they need to clean up. But score-wise, this game doesn't indicate on the floor how close things really looked, and at times how separated these two teams kind of looked.
Absolutely. And so Lisbon remains undefeated. They go to 5-0 as Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier will fall to 4-3 on the season. Both strong performances from each team, and we'll recap those strong performances once we come back from this break. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Do you feel like there's never enough time to get everything done before planting? The window for spring work is quick and unforgiving. Give yourself the upper hand with the ProTill High Performance High Speed Disc. More and more farmers agree the ProTill is the right tool for springfield conditions and heavy residue management. Zero maintenance bearings, independent disc technology, oversized pins and bushings allow the ProTill to handle whatever field or conditions you can throw at it. Dagelman Industries.
Welcome back as we wrap it up a little bit here. 3 double-digit scores, all coming from Lisbon's side, as Ellie Rieger leads the way with 17 points. Olivia Tui falls behind with 13. Asha Sweet with 11. Kendra Odegaard with 6. And wrapping it up was Cheyenne Wiletsko with 2. They shot 3 for 6 from the line in the second half, 7 for 13 overall. And for EKM, their leading scorer, as we mentioned earlier, was Jungala, as she had 8 points. The next leading scorer was Nora Ensi with 6 points. Tied at 5 apiece was Emily Kinsler and Matea Mathern. And then with 3 points was Regan Teskey. And then capping off the scoring late in the ballgame was Grace Irie with just 2 points. And I think I might have missed also Abby Mathern had 4 points, excuse me. And so they shot 3 for 4 from the free throw line and 7 for 10 overall. So more looks from the free throw line for Lisbon, not by much, just 3 more, but it seemed like they were kind of living there a little bit more than EKM was.
Yeah, they were able to get to the line a lot.
And so yeah, and also 3-pointers from Lisbon. They had 3 in the second half, only 1 in the first half. They were the only team to score from the 3-point line, and Lisbon has to be happy coming up to that 5-0 record now.
Yeah, a good record to have going into Richland Monday night, which will be a regional matchup at EKM. They're going to get ready to go into their region as well. But you feel real good knowing that you won every game before the break and before you get into the heart of that Region 1 schedule.
And that'll do it for us here in Lisbon, North Dakota. We wish you a happy new year. And tune in on Saturday for our wrestling coverage of Lisbon hosting the wrestling tournament here. This has been your live event. Thank you for watching.